It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep us showing up to witness. Fit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's a live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
All right, hold on one second. Good morning, everybody. I forgot to turn my light. Did everything but the lights, and then, of course, we got this cooking. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday. Feels like a Monday with some of the stub toes here at the studio. It's Monday, May 12th, 2025. This is episode 875 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, as usual, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hour, me, you, Augusta Delgado, Carrie, Mara Levy, folks over on LinkedIn, Augusta Delgado, Code Brew, Nelson Rivera, Nine-Tailed Fox coming in hot, Gary Sturgiadis getting it early with the coffee, with the beers. Cheers, guys. Nice goat sleep. First day officially being done with the semester. We are rocking and rolling off to a great start, and we are all going to be shredding apart the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you take this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders, and at the same time, level yourself up as a professional in the industry, ultimately empowering yourself to be able to make the choices and decisions you want for your own career, and that career being satisfying and, doing good work. Now, if you're not a practitioner and you're like, oh man, I wanted to be here, but this isn't, I'm not a practitioner, I'm just trying to break in. Well, guess what, my friend? If you're looking to break into the industry, we've got it in just oodles and oodles of value for you. Number one, this community right here. You see this flow in chat right here with Roswell UK, Brandon Corbin, Marlon Johnson, my Marcus Kylers of the world. The networking is phenomenal, and you're going to want to network in the industry. On top of that, when you do get your job interviews, you're going to be asked, how do you stay current? The Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, starting to get a little bit of traction. You may have heard of it, right? So the person interviewing you may have heard of it. Regardless if they have or have not, we are doing the work, going through the stories, going underneath the surface, and staying current, which is ultimately why you're asked of you what you do to stay current in the industry, because threat actors move quick, technology changes fast, AI is accelerating everything, and if you're still talking about, an attack that happened 5 years ago, 7 years ago, that was not a seminal event, they're like, oh, how do you stay current on the industry? You're like, let me tell you about this Target hack. They're like, all right, about 12 years late on that one. So there are seminal events, but staying current is very important. It'll enable you to be an amazing practitioner. So we got that covered for you too. As always, All these stories I do not research or prep for before the show starts. Heck, I even forgot to turn my light on this morning. I was going to be like the smoking man in X-Files, a little bit of a reach back. So I don't research or prep. I ain't got time for that. Plus, it's not authentic. I want to give you the legit experience. Yes, that's right, Phil Stafford, the award-winning Sans Difference Maker Podcast of the Year award-winning Daily Cyber Threat Brief. That is correct. All right. Hey, AA Witherspoon's in the house. As always, I do want to say shout out and thanks. I'm going to try a little bit different this week. I'm going to do 2 sponsors in the intro and 2 at the mid-roll and kind of like spread them out a little bit. We had done a poll maybe 3 months ago, and the community preferred all 4 sponsors all at once up front. I'm going to just honestly, guys, this is like quarterly housekeeping. We'll try doing it 2 and 2, and then I'll take a poll again. People's things change. Can't get stuck in the same ways all the time. Yeah, Valentino, it was a spicy weekend. The Eye of Sauron, if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, would be apropos. All right, guys. Hey, really quickly, I do want to say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors. Starting with, you know them, I know them, Barricade Cyber and their Fortify 365 solution. Is your Microsoft 365 environment secure? Well, with business email compromise attacks on the rise, your entire operation could be at risk. Fortify 365 from Barricade Cyber Solutions is your defensive shield. Their team of experts implements proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats, ensure compliance for you GRC mafia people, and safeguard the sensitive data. They've helped countless organizations, including my own organizations, strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions, address real-world vulnerabilities. Again, this is why you stay current, to make sure that you're addressing the current vulns. Or current threats, really, is what that should say. Don't wait until after a breach to take action. Visit Fortify365.com, Fortify365.com today to learn how they can secure your Microsoft 365 environment from tomorrow's threats. What's up, Alpha Sierra? What's up, Shaft TV? Everybody, good morning. Guys, I also want to say shout out to Antisyphon Training. There's still time. Antisyphon Training, you guys know them. They disrupt the traditional cybersecurity and training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. And right now, today, May 12th, there is still time. May 12th through May 15th. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, from 11 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m., you can learn for as little as $0 from John Strand. If you're looking to break in the industry, if you're relatively new, or if you're just looking to have a casual experience, refresh on some fundamentals, network with like-minded professionals, and you got the time, dude, check out Getting Started in InfoSec with Black Hills and MITRE ATT&CK. If you want to learn some MITRE ATT&CK, get in here. John Strand's teaching style is excellent. If you've taken a John Strand class, what's up, Sean Washington and the whole Grand Risings community? Dude, if you've taken a John Strand course, you know how great he is and his passion for leveling people up and bucking the industry. I love it. I'm going to drop a link in chat, but you can go to antisyphon.com and grab that up. Today, this is today, 11 a.m. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, do not let this opportunity pass you by if it can benefit you. It's free. They've eliminated the excuse of, I don't have money for that. They've eliminated that excuse, okay? All right, guys, every single day of the week. So I'm going to have to do Threat Locker and Flare later, okay? Just reminded myself. All right, hey, every single day of the week has a special segment, everybody, and Mondays, many of you are aware of Simply Cyber's Community of the Member of the Week, sponsored by Threat Locker. The winner of the recognized Community Member of the Week will get a $100 Amazon gift card, or roughly $100. I've always gone over $100 to make it more equitable in Simply Cyber merch, so sweatshirts, t-shirts, stickers, etc. So let me know. Roswell, UK, I still see you in chat. Roswell, I follow up with everybody. Roswell, UK, won it 2 weeks ago, has still not made his election on what prize he wants. Roswell, UK, need you to pick, dude. I can't. I'm going to be like itchy my neck if I have like an outstanding to-do item that isn't checked off, buddy. All right, so stay tuned for that. Guys, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, every single episode is worth half a CPE. What does that mean? That means that by being here, engaging and learning, you can get your CPEs, your CEUs, your PDUs, whatever acronym you want to throw at it. The things that you need to do to maintain your cybersecurity certifications, you can get half per episode, which equals 120 a year, which is 3 times more than what you typically need in a year for most certifications. So say what's up in chat, like Augusta Delgado, Elliot Matisse, Fungus, Josh Mason, right? Say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, make sure you get the day, like the title of the YouTube video actually has today's date in it, okay? That's on purpose, so you can get all the little details that you need in order to get credit for those CPs. All right, guys, we're off and running. It's 10 past. Let's get going. Do me a favor. Get your coffee ready. I am drinking, hey, Fungus, you'll appreciate this. I am drinking out of a coffee cup that was given to me by a loadmaster here at the Charleston Air Base. So a nice gift from the Air Force. All right, guys, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome wave. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll. And if today's your first episode, don't be shy. I'm telling you, being shy is not going to benefit you in this industry. Say what's up in chat with a hashtag first timer. Hashtag first timer. We got a special sound effect, special emote, and everybody that's got a badge next to their name is going to make it rain down on you in the best way possible. If you're a hashtag first timer, let's go.
Series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, May 12th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Hackers hijack Japanese financial accounts to conduct billions in trades. Japan's Financial Services Agency is warning of what it calls a sharp increase in the number of cases of unauthorized access and unauthorized trading through online trading services in the first 3 months of 2025, with almost $2 billion in funds moved by hackers from 5,000 breached accounts. The agency said, quote, hackers gain access to a victim's account through stolen login information and then use them to sell stocks or other securities, end quote. As reported in the record, quote, the hackers typically use the breached accounts to raise the price of smaller stocks that they themselves have purchased. Once the stock price increases, the hackers sell their stock and earn a profit from the inflated value, end quote.
All right, a couple things here. Obviously, we got the first timers are raining in. Justin Gold, mod team. Can you guys grab these, please? Let's go ahead and welcome them. Geez, there's so many. Hey, what's up, Haircut Fish? Hey, first timers coming in hot. Ladies and gentlemen, Team SC, can we please welcome our first timers? Camoy Miller, welcome to the party, pal. Nine-tailed Fox, welcome to the party, pal. I already got a shout out in the intro too. Welcome to the party, pal. Who else we got? I saw 3 first timers. Kemi Richards, also a first timer. Kemi with a K. Nice. Welcome everybody. We got our first timers coming in. Correct. We got IG Igbine Dion Ayobosha. Welcome to the party, pal. Love it. Okay, so check this out. Talk about overcomplicating things in order to make a quick buck. Jesus Christ. All right, so here's what's happened, okay? Dudes, stock trade accounts, right? So think Robinhood for retail investors, or Scottrade or E-Trade, or just straight up Fidelity platforms. Whatever these platforms are, you have authentication to get into them, and then you can move money around. Now, when you're talking about money, what's up, Swims with Sharks? Good to see you. When you're talking about money, people don't F around, right? You could say, oh, hey, you need a multi-factor authentication on your Google Drive, which still would be important, but you could see people pushing back. When you're like, dude, I could clean out your 401k. Would you like to work until you die, or would you like to retire? Oh, wait a minute. That means something to me. That's important. So when you talk about people's money, they typically are much more, you have my attention with a coconut drink, right? So in this instance, the the financial trading accounts have been unauthorized access. So these hackers are getting into the accounts, and instead of just like moving the money out or exfilling, which I guess there's probably controls in place to prevent that, or there's like out of band checks, they're manipulating the market. So first of all, here's the ultimate deal. This is why it's so complicated and, to me, honestly, over complex. So I buy up some stock in like whatever CAPTCHA, right? Some stupid ass. Sorry, kids, it's early and the coffee hasn't hit. I buy stock in something called CAPTCHA. It's just like a fake business, okay, whatever, or it's a real business that sucks, right? Or even GameStop, but it doesn't matter. Then I log into and I mark it to sell at some ridiculous price. And then I log into somebody's financial account who's the victim, and then I buy that stock from myself, right? Or I work with the team, and we do it that way. And that's the way that they're kind of like making money off of this deal. Honestly, this is no different than essentially getting in early pre-release on like a meme coin and then dumping it the second it goes on the public market. I'm not going to name any particular meme coins because I don't want to get wrapped around the axle with political stuff. But look at some meme coins that came out recently, and you'll see there's a massive, massive spike right at the beginning, and then it goes down below zero because it's a pump and dump. It's a scam. This is the same thing as that, except, in my opinion, this is way more complicated and complex. Now, though, I always like to give you guys something that you're not going to... Hold on, what are we doing here? I want to give you guys something that you don't normally get in the textbooks. Okay, and this is going to admit my own shortcomings here, everybody. But when I look at stories like this, and probably when many of you look at stories like this, you're like, okay, what's the impact? Like, how do I brief this to leadership or the executive team or management? How do I talk to, like, what does this mean for my customers? How's this going to affect cash flow and stuff like that? We think about it from like kind of a cybersecurity perspective. I happen to have been at a kid's birthday party this weekend, right? On Saturday. My tummy had recovered from the Hot Ones experience with Wade and Josh. I was at a kid's birthday party and I was talking to a financial guy who manages money, and I told him about this story. And I said, dude, this is so, like, it's so crazy to me that someone would go through this effort. And he said, yeah, what's really wild is even if they identify the fraudulent transactions and try to reverse them, there's a lot of people who are going to experience a lot of pain because there are all sorts of tax implications. And this is all I wanted to bring it up to you. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to bring in other subject matter experts on very specific industries in order to further flesh out your risk assessment or your impact statement. Because again, when I think of doing risk assessment, I think of like threat landscape, MITRE ATT&CK, APT groups, what's the current vibes of threat actors and ransomware groups. This one I would never have thought of. He said, listen, if they're in the United States, at least, you can't just like retire and cash out all your money. There's massive tax implications. In fact, in some instances, retirees are required to take out a minimum amount of money, and a lot of them don't want to do it because they're living comfortably and they don't want to have to pay taxes on that money. So if I liquidate your account of $10 million and then you buy all this crap stock that the hackers stood up, guess what? You're making your money happen, and there could be massive tax implications for that. And then on top of it, you're buying crap stock, so the value of it's going to go way down. Now, you might be able to write that off as a loss. I'm not a financial guy, but my point is, I just wanted you to know sometimes it's not a bad idea to bring in other subject matter experts into your risk assessments, okay? That's a little bit of a more senior technique.
Asian giant Pearson hit by cyber attack. Based in the UK, Pearson is one of the world's largest providers of academic publishing, digital learning tools, and standardized assessments, serving academic institutions and individuals in more than 70 countries. The company has now confirmed a cyber attack that involved the theft of what it calls, quote, mostly legacy data, end quote. The company also confirmed that the stolen data did not include employee information.
All right. I know, like legally, she's probably not going to be able to talk about this, but we in our community actually have someone who works at Pearson, not in the UK, but is quite a high up over there. So she's probably dealing with this, I would imagine, or obviously read in. Okay, so whatever. This is an education company, dude. Pearson. Let's look at how much Pearson annual revenue. I always like to look at the annual revenue because to me it indicates a lot of insights. Okay. So in 2022, Pearson made $3.8 billion and grew by $500 million. Okay. So very juicy target. Just because they're working in education doesn't mean that they don't have mad money to go. Hey, what's up, James McQuiggan over in Barcelona? Let's see what they got here. The actor downloaded legacy data. Okay. All right. So I know it's buried deep below the headlines, but legacy data. I mean, obviously the question to me immediately jumps and says, why are you holding legacy data? Like, it's legacy. You couldn't put that in cold storage or something? Like, did you need it? People, I'm telling you guys, as GRC people, we are the ones squarely responsible for data governance, which I know sounds wicked boring. Oh my God, snooze fest, Jerry. Let's talk about Bloodhound and Mimikatz. Yes, you guys can talk about that. We have to talk about data governance. And just because hard drives are cheaper than hard drives are cheaper than beads at Mardi Gras, Gary Sturgiadis, doesn't mean that you should store all the things. It doesn't mean you shouldn't clean up your data. It doesn't mean you should hoard data and duplicate it all over the place. Because what it does is it increases your impact probability. When we think about risk, there's attack surface. So if you can minimize your attack surface, you can reduce likelihood of attack. Then there's actually, I don't know if there's a proper term for it. It doesn't come to mind right now, but basically I guess your risk exposure is the right one. And if you're holding all sorts of data that you don't need, or you're running legacy applications that are no longer in production, guess what? You're taking on risk exposure for no reason. When we talk about, listen, now I'm getting kind of pissed. When you talk about risk appetite, you'll hear everybody and their cousin, the executive team, we have very little risk appetite. We have very low tolerance for risk. It's okay, that costs money to, do you? Because what you're saying doesn't align with what you're spending. And I'm not trying to be a peckerhead. What I'm trying to do is tell you that your investment in cybersecurity is a direct reflection of what your risk appetite is. I don't even need to ask you what your risk appetite is and have you give me some subjective glasses half full response that makes everybody feel good and safe in the room. I just look at what you're spending and the decisions you're making, and I can tell you what your risk appetite is. And if you're not cleaning up your attack surface, and if you have tons of legacy things floating around because we got to move fast and break things and we don't have time to go back and fix things or decommission things or sunset things, well, then that's fine. You do you, boo. But you are incredibly non-risk averse, whatever the hell that is. I don't even know the term for being extra risky because I'm so driven towards risk aversion. That's a fact right there. Your investments are a direct reflection of your risk appetite.
Microsoft Teams will soon block screen capture during meetings. Microsoft will introduce a new Prevent Screen Capture feature in Teams starting in July 2025, which will block users from taking screenshots of sensitive information during meetings. When a screenshot is attempted, the meeting window will turn black. Users joining from unsupported platforms will be restricted to audio-only mode to protect content. The feature will be available on Teams desktop apps, that is Windows and Mac, and mobile apps, iOS and Android. However, Microsoft notes that content can still be photographed externally. It remains unclear whether the feature will be enabled by default or controllable by meeting organizers or administrators.
Okay, like, okay. I mean, this is a perfect. Okay, so check it out. Microsoft Teams. I will give them a little bit of a hat tip here for continuing to um, develop and improve Microsoft Teams. Everybody in this chat dunks on Microsoft Teams regularly. Oh, Microsoft Teams, you suck. But many of us have bought M365 environments. Many of us have CFOs who are like, I'm not paying a Zoom license, bro. We have Microsoft Teams. Go. I don't care if you don't like it. It serves the business purpose. Go use it or go somewhere else that uses Zoom. And you're like, all right. So we all live with it. Microsoft Teams is making an effort to make it harder to do screen caps on pages. All this does, dude, this reminds me of like David Bianco's Pyramid of Pain, and this is like the IP or the hashes. This is incredibly easy to circumvent. All this is going to do is stop the lowest of low threat actors. You know, someone who's like in a meeting and trying to like grab a screenshot of an email or something. Like, all you have to do, man, yes, you could pull your phone out, zoom in and click it, right? There's step one. Step two, you could just stand up OBS and record your entire screen and then go back and take as many screen caps as you want. Like this, that's just two options. Like, this is trivial in order to bypass. But whatever. I do think it's kind of, they said it's a security feature that if you join from an unsupported platform, you get to join in audio only. What I hear is Microsoft is making it frictionful for people who don't use Microsoft Teams, so you'll have to download and start using Microsoft Teams. That's what I heard. Because that's what it is. Oh, it's a security feature. We make it so they can't see anything. But in reality, when you join a meeting, yes, sometimes, a lot of times, all you need is audio only. But sometimes you're sharing a brief. So you're a salesperson trying to pitch a client. You got to be able to share your screen. Better download Microsoft Teams. So to me, this is just a backhanded way of getting more installs and a larger footprint. But whatever.
Ascension data breach exposed data of over 430,000 patients. Ascension, one of the largest private healthcare systems in the United States, has suffered another data breach, this one occurring last December. The organization says that the data breach was actually suffered by a...
You guys are too funny. All right, hold on really quickly. All right.
I would take a screenshot with my phone, I would stand up OBS and do a screen cap, and then do it afterwards.
Former business partner stating, quote, Ascension inadvertently disclosed information to a former business partner, and some of this information was likely stolen from them due to a vulnerability in third-party software used by the former business partner.
Oh my God.
The stolen data includes names, contact information, social security numbers, and medical visit details, but representatives say this varies by individual.
All right. And for those first-timers, I know we got a lot of first-timers in chat. Whenever I do that voice, and you can see Lara Flores, Deb, and Grady dropping the emotes, we have a token threat actor group, Advanced Persistent Threat, APT, called Flaming Donkey. Flaming Donkey is not a real threat actor group. It's just one that we made up so we can use it when it's appropriate to talk about a threat actor group and not upset or piss off or shake the cage of any real threat actor group. And also, if we ever get Flaming Donkey into MITRE ATT&CK, that would be pretty funny. Okay, so check it out. Healthcare, someone said it in chat already. Healthcare is cooked. Guys, okay, so here's the deal. On the surface, this is what you would see, and this is actually, honestly, why you should tune into the show to get these kind of things. Ready? What you see is, oh, healthcare company has data breach. Yay, like on to the next story, because this happens all the time. Well, let's go down a level. Let's, as the executives and the business people say, let's double click on this. All right? This is some hot supply chain on supply chain risk action.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
This is supply chain on supply chain action. Like, we went 2 layers deep with this sexiness. So check it out. Ascension Healthcare had a third-party partner who was working with them. It could have been doing their payroll. It could have been, helping them explore whether or not to stand up a healthcare system in a region. It could have been something around performance reviews. It doesn't matter. Whatever it was, large businesses oftentimes interact with other businesses. There's an entire market called B2B or business to business that exists. I mean, it's huge, right? So it's not unfathomable for a large healthcare system, or frankly, a small one, like if you're a small business and you use QuickBooks to do your invoicing, that's a business to business relationship, right? Ascension's a huge healthcare system and they use all sorts of partners. Now, a partner had data and got compromised. So this is a perfect example where Ascension Healthcare did nothing wrong, and a third party that worked with them did something wrong, and Ascension gets to wear the blame for it. Okay. Now, what makes this particularly interesting is that the third party also did nothing wrong. They were using a piece of software that got exploited, I think, by Clop ransomware, one of these file share services that Clop is really good at knocking over. I think it doesn't say it, but it could have been the Clio. This seems to align with when the Clio yeah, actually, here you go. Okay, so yeah, this is the Clio one. Clio Harmony, VL Trader, whatever. So a business I do business with, they use a software that has a 0-day. So this goes cascading up the line. Ascension did nothing, but guess what? Ascension's going to be paying through the nose for this from identity theft protection, reputational harm, probably some other ancillary expenses, lawyer fees, third-party incident response fees. So anyways, this one's a tough one to manage the risk from, honestly, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. This is a very difficult one. In NIST cybersecurity framework, there is a supply chain category of controls or supply chain management category of controls. You can do all you can, but dude, like I've said this a million times, you can be the tightest drum in the entire, music room. And if you work with somebody who's a slob, you're going to get some spaghetti sauce spilled on you. I know that metaphor just went way off the rails, starting to use music and then get into food, but the food felt more right? So let's just say it really quickly. You could be wearing, the lobster bib and multiple napkins so you don't get hot. Okay, this is perfect. So last Friday, me, Wade, and Josh did the Hot Ones Challenge live on stream. Many of you were there. We ate the hottest hot spices in the world. I was sweating. My legs gave out at one point. Quickly, you can do everything right. You can be Ascension Healthcare. You can have multiple napkins. You can make sure that you put the chicken nugget in your mouth without it touching your lips. You can have a glass of milk next to you. You can do all the things to protect yourself from a cyber incident. But the second you partner with somebody, so let's say I'm eating these wings by myself, okay? And please, if you're new to industry, let this metaphor sink in and stick with you. You can eat all the hot wings you want and make sure that you don't really have a problem. But then Wade Wells sits next to you and he's eating hot wings because you're business partners, and it splashes and the hot wing juice hits you in the eye and you're like, ah, right? You did everything right. Something completely out of your control resulted in hot sauce in the eye or a cybersecurity incident resulting in a data breach. Okay. So it's very difficult to manage. And honestly, the right way to manage it is to be on top of your supply chain and do third-party questionnaires and having them delete data when they no longer need it. But for the most part, that's like very hard to do well.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. Do you know the status of your compliance controls right now? Like right now? We know that real-time visibility is critical for security, but when it comes to our GRC programs, we rely on point-in-time checks. But more than 9,000 companies have continuous visibility into their controls with Vanta. Vanta brings automation to evidence collection across over 35 frameworks like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. They also centralize key workflows like policies, access reviews, and reporting, and help you get security questionnaires done 5 times faster with AI. Now that's a new way to GRC. Get started at vanta.com/headlines. That is VANTA.com/headlines.
All right, Josh Mason going to pack. Good, safe flight, Josh. Let's go. All right. Hey, you first timers, we do this every day. And Alpha Sierra, the whole team, Team SC, just so you guys know, I probably will either have to get a license for this song, which I don't know how expensive that will be, or we have to pivot away from this song within the next couple months. All right, guys, hey, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you to the stream sponsors, Barricade and Antisyphon, you've already heard from. But let me tell you really quickly about Flare Academy. Hold on one second. Guys, Flare is an awesome CTI platform. I love Flare. If you go to flare.io, you'll enjoy Flare's CTI platform. It's literally my favorite CTI platform. But they also have this thing called Flare Academy. It looks like they're doing these monthly webinars. Have you ever wondered what separates the best cyber pros from everyone else? There's many things, but let me tell you, I'm Gerald Auger from Simply Cyber, and the secret is it's not just what you know, but it helps who you hear it from, or who you learn it from, excuse me. Flare Academy is awesome and gives you something incredibly valuable, direct access to cybersecurity researchers through their exclusive Discord. Now, imagine you can get this education and knowledge from these practitioners like Tammy Harper Sr., threat intelligence researcher, right, on the introduction to the ransomware ecosystem, June 4th. So if you wanted to know about the ransomware ecosystem and really get into the weeds of it, you can do that for free on June 4th. And on top of that, you can follow up with Tammy and get your questions answered in real time by industry experts like her during their post-event Q&As handled in Discord. You can have a treasure trove of high-value training resources right at your fingertips. It's not just another webinar. It's actually your ability to have kind of a backstage pass with cybersecurity pros. Join the Flare Academy Discord community. Use the link in the description below. Trust me, I'm doing my PBCC course. I'm doing a live training on June 4th. Or I would go to this. This is awesome. I'm actually going to ask for the recording if they have it. Go to flare.io/tradings if you want. Also want to say shout out to ThreatLocker. Let's do the read for ThreatLocker really quickly. And then when we come back, guess what, guys? We got this. So actually, I'll do this because this kind of pairs nicely. Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, guys. The Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. Every single week, we love recognizing a member of our community who's doing amazing things, hooking it up, killing it as a practitioner, as a good person, and as a community member. And ThreatLocker actually sponsors this segment every Monday on top of being a show sponsor. Guys, it takes a village to build Simply Cyber and to make it the community that it is. Just like ThreatLocker takes a deny by default approach to application security, which definitely hardens the crap out of things and prevents things from happening that you wouldn't know about, 0 days and whatnot. Let's hear from ThreatLocker really quickly, and then I'm going to introduce you to our Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. I hope she is in chat. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, like I said, every day gets a special thing. Community Member of the Week. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her. She's been a long-time member. She's part of Cybersecurity Central. She manages the book club. She's speaking at Wild West Hack and Fest 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, your Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, Alexis Julian. Good to see you. Thank you so much for all you do, Ms. Julian. Let's go. I mean, just look at her title, guys. Look at her title. Cybersecurity Mentor. It says right here, let's connect. Mentor in the title. Dude, she cares. She really cares. I've spent time with her in person. She's good people. She's great people, frankly. All right, let's get back to the news and finish strong, y'all. And Miss Julian, please connect with me on DM so I can get you your prize. Thank you.
iClicker site sends ClickFix malware to students via fake CAPTCHA. iClicker is a service that helps get students more engaged in their classes through the use of polls, emojis, and AI-based questions. It is a subsidiary of the Macmillan Publishing Group. The company has revealed that the iClicker site was hacked in early April to display a fake CAPTCHA that delivered a PowerShell script by way of a ClickFix social engineering hack. The company warns students and faculty to run security software and use a password manager. It also adds that, quote, users who access iClicker through the mobile app or who did not encounter the fake CAPTCHA are not at risk from the attack, end quote.
All right, so this doesn't affect people on mobile, which a lot of people, especially younger people, would be. So, okay, so this iClicker site is attacked. The ClickFix attack, which is very, very popular right now, kind of broken down or nicely explained here. When visitors click on the verification prompt, like a CAPTCHA, right? So many of us are used to seeing the CAPTCHA, like click on the crosswalks, click on the bicycles, move this puzzle piece, you know, whatever. We're used to it, so we almost unconsciously just kind of click through it, right? Well, when you do, because it's a fake one and not doing any type of CAPTCHA, what happens is a PowerShell script is silently copied to your clipboard, right? So it's like you hit Control-C on PowerShell code, and then they get you to run it, right? Windows key R, Control-V to paste it, and then hit Enter. So basically, they're attacking the known human process of doing something, whatever something is, in order to prove that you're a human. And frankly, that thing that you're proving you're human is exactly what the threat actors are attacking. They're attacking the fact that you're human by tricking you into doing that. Now you can see here, this is what it looks like. Guys, honestly, I'm going to drop a link to this in chat. You guys know it, and you first timers, you wouldn't know this, but I love visual I love graphics. I love infographics. I love the visual communication medium because you can, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Right? People like images are more interesting. Images stick with people, right? So I would grab a screenshot of this, like fully, not just, this middle part, and say, hey, everyone, be on the lookout. We're all familiar with clicking on bicycles and fire hydrants. Well, criminals are stealing money, make the impact super. Like if you say criminals are installing malicious keyloggers on your information systems in order to exfiltrate data to their C2 infrastructure, Carl in accounting is not going to read that, okay? If you say, hey, next time you're thinking about clicking on, a fire hydrant or a bicycle or something like that, take a beat. Threat actors are attacking this and tricking you and to steal your money, right? Just, I mean, again, we're using a little bit of editorial license. Maybe somewhere one of these quick fix downstream results in money theft. For the most part, this is not what the threat actor is doing, but it's not a lie. It's just you're not overwhelming the end users with all the information. At the end of the day, you should tell them you should never ever hit like Windows key R. Or Justin Gold said you can disable it in your environment. You're going to get some pushback from power users who are like, you can't take my guns. You can't take my Windows key R. You can't take my freedom, right? So power users are going to want to power use. So you just got to educate them. If you wanted to, you could even do a little video, like 10-second video showing what basically the Windows key R pop-up, like the little run window in the corner. Show them that. Just all you want them to do is recognize it and have alarm bells go off.
23andMe customers have until July 14th to file claims. The embattled ancestry company 23andMe has announced that customers who are affected by the 2023 breach may file a cybersecurity incident claim. Those customers who, quote, suffered financial or other damages due to the breach can submit a claim as part of the bankruptcy case, end quote. Customers with other types of grievances unrelated to the cyber attack, such as issues with DNA test results or the company's telehealth services, may submit a separate claim under the General Bar Date package. Customers have until July 14th to file claims for losses incurred.
All right. I was reading mod chat. Sorry. This story. Who's filing claims? What would you have entitled to? I thought the whole thing was you submitted your DNA and they sent you back a report. It was very transactional. Like, who's their clients that would be experiencing loss of revenue or something? Now, okay, class action lawsuit. Oh, okay. So if you're actually suing them because you were a shareholder, that makes more sense. Okay. Oh, and if your data was stolen and you suffered a this is weird. You don't typically see this. So 23andMe had multiple class action lawsuits brought against it. And if you suffered financial or other damages due to your data being breached, you could submit a claim as part of the bankruptcy case. You don't see this very often. I mean, dude, companies have data breaches all the time. I will tell you, it's going to be incredibly difficult. This almost seems like posturing that 23andMe would be doing this. Because listen, here's the deal. My data gets compromised and I believe that I had identity theft committed or someone logged into my banking and emptied my account, which I don't even know why they'd get into my banking if they had my 23andMe data. Here's the deal. Prove it. Your data is all over the place. Like, Fleet is posting the third, Phil Stafford, Roswell UK, Real Bilbo. We all have like 10 concurrently running identity theft protections. I'm being hyperbolic to be silly, but my point is, if you say, oh, like the data from 23andMe resulted in financial harm, they're going to there's no, I don't know, in my opinion, it would be very difficult to find definitive proof to support that claim. So the fact that they're running this class action laws, they can't stop the class action lawsuit. But the right thing is to say, oh, you can submit your claims and we will, settle out of court. And then when you go to settle, they're like, no, like this impact to you, it's not from us. It's from the other breach you're involved in. Right? And how can you argue that, right? So I don't know. For me, I think I told my family and anyone who would listen, and I feel like I'm talking to friends here, like we all agreed. When this DNA testing stuff came out and everybody's like, oh, don't you want to know if you're 1/8 Dutch? I'm like, no, I don't want my freaking DNA in some type of private sector for-profit company's data. Like, I'm not saying I'm not so down the road that I think that they're going to make a clone of me from my DNA. Like, they can get my DNA if they really want it. But I just don't want my, like, it's not it's not worth it. Like, like, it's like a party trick. Oh, did you know you're 1/16th Chickasaw or is it Chickasaw? I'm trying to think of do you remember there's like that country song where the guy's like, I'm a renegade outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw. I think it's Choctaw. I was trying to pick a Native American tribe that's not like Navajo or like the main ones. I was trying to pick a more, fringe one. Anyways, I'd be worried if your DNA was in here because that's what's happening. Dude, they're going to sell it off. That data is gold, right?
Bluetooth 6.1 enhances privacy with randomized RPA timing. This innovation, announced by the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, brings, quote, increased device privacy via randomized resolvable private addresses, RPA, updates, end quote, which makes it much more difficult for third parties to track. Currently, RPAs are updated at fixed intervals, usually every 15 minutes, which introduces a level of predictability. This predictability can be exploited in correlation attacks, making long-term tracking possible. The group continues, quote, the controller picks a random value in the defined range using a NIST-approved random number generator and updates the RPA. This makes tracking significantly harder as there is no pattern in the value selection, end quote.
All right. So Bluetooth continues to get some security enhancements. I love it. Dude, wireless has been getting security enhancements for years. IEEE standard. Bluetooth 6.1. I honestly, I appreciate it, okay? And I love that it's, we have a NIST-approved RNG. Do love NIST. If you didn't know, if you're a squad member, we do have an I Heart NIST. In Priceless Pancake, I know you want the white font on black shirt. Dude, Bluetooth is in a lot of places, okay? Peripherals, audio devices, throwing things to TVs and whatever. But I don't know. I actually almost focused my my research, my PhD research in Bluetooth. I like considered it for a minute. I spent a little bit of time, and then I realized I didn't want to be like a radio guy. All right, here's the deal. This can help with privacy because essentially the random number generator is going to mix things up so you can't track a device around and follow people. Guys, I don't know. Like, here's my thing. Is there a world where there's like Bluetooth readers all everywhere, deployed all over the public space, so when you're walking around, they can track you and say, oh, this Bluetooth device was here, here, and here. You can start mapping it out. Sure. I love research. I love the advancement of technologies. Allow me to invite you into my brain for a minute, which could be kind of scary. All right. Two things. Number one, Bluetooth has it's a personal area network or PAN protocol, right? Now, I know there's like the blue snarf cannons and all that other stuff, but for the most part, in reality, it's basically like figure a 20-foot bubble around you, right? If you've ever been mowing the lawn or bringing groceries in and you put your phone down and you're listening to music or sports talk radio or the Daily Cyber Threat Brief in your ears, and then you walk down to the car or you go to the garage or whatever, and it starts clipping out, that's you reaching the edge of that boundary, okay? So the reason I bring this up is because the sphere that you're in of the Bluetooth limits the risk exposure because you need physical access to that sphere that you're in. Now, again, if you're walking down the street in New York City and there's freaking Bluetooth devices on every street sign, yeah, then there's the infrastructure in place to track you. And this will help prevent that. However, if I can, we all have cell phones on us, or almost all of us have cell phones on us, right? With IMEI identifiers. I'm not going to track you with Bluetooth, dude. I'm going to follow you with your phone, like, because your phone's going to go all the places, and the infrastructure to track you, cell towers, fully exists already. So I could see this maybe being an issue in military capacities. I guess if you were trying to track someone in a military theater, but I don't know. Like, I guess I'm all about this. At the same time, I think that this is like addressing a very low risk, but keep going, Bluetooth. You do you.
The next thing to worry about: ransomware-infected CPUs. Christian Beek, Senior Director of Threat Analytics for Rapid7, told The Register that the technology exists to allow intruders to load unapproved microcode into CPUs, quote, breaking encryption at the hardware level and modifying CPU behavior at will, end quote.
Oh my God. Hold on. I got to interrupt the stream. James McQuiggan is in Barcelona, Spain right now. James McQuiggan, Fleet is posting the third, coming for you. I don't know if you heard any footsteps, James, but Fleet is posting just released a dad joke that would make James McQuiggan blush. Fleet is posting says, what do you call a cell phone? Excuse me. What do you call a phone that can't connect to Bluetooth on a Kia? We're talking about Bluetooth radio here. So a call on a phone that can't connect to Bluetooth on a Kia is a Nokia. A Nokia. Oh my God. Woo! Derailed the show.
Proof of concept was spurred on by a recent incident in which AMD Zen chips were infected by a Google-designed bug that, quote, allowed a security hold, end quote, by ensuring that the random number required was always 4. Beek says this is not rocket science and that developers working for the cybercrime group Conti were discussing this 3 years ago on their chat. Just because it's Monday does not...
All right, hold on. I'm going to try to figure this out here. This is a bug in AMD Zen chips. So first of all, this is an incredibly narrow risk. I'm not sure if the Zen chip, is that more in IoT devices? Let me see really quickly. Again, this is my thought process. Like, okay, this is bad. Like, what's the actual like, not exposure, but like, what's the deployment of this thing? Common usages. All right. And maybe maybe you're an AMD Zen expert or whatever. According to Gemini, the AMD Zen chips are found in the Ryzen CPUs for desktops and Okay, so the Zen processor is the Ryzen processor. That one I know, and that one is everywhere. So, okay, so now the exposure is much higher. Let's see. You can load unapproved microcode into the processor, breaking encryption at the hardware level, and modify CPU behavior. This would be an absolute game over, devastating hit. This would be awful. Okay, now having said that, if you were impacted by this, you would have to replace the hardware. And because it's the CPU, which is fused to the motherboard, you don't just pop a CPU out and pop a new one in. Right? This isn't Papa Doc from 8 Mile, okay? So you'd have to get another motherboard, which would be expensive and just very disruptive to operations. Again, writing microcode would be very difficult. However, in the age of AI, I don't know if we can do this live on stream. I have no idea. Can you write sample microcode for the AMD Zen micro or CPU micro architecture? However, directly providing sample microcode, quite challenging. So, I mean, Jesus. Even AI is having a tough time with it, but they did write something here. Add content. I mean, this is just This isn't microcode, by the way. This is assembly. Unless microcode and assembly, like Gen Z, do you guys call assembly microcode? I don't know if that's the case, but I've never heard of assembly called microcode. So anyways, even AI is having a tough time with it. So this is an incredibly difficult attack. But when you screw up the way that it, when you undermine the CPU architecture and the encryption of it, and you can control whatever you want, that's game over. Okay. Again, Conti, who was the #1 ransomware threat actor group. If you're just getting in this game now and you haven't heard of him, Conti was the prolific #1 ransomware threat actor group. And only because Russia invaded Ukraine and half the group was Ukrainian and half the group was Russian, and they had a falling out internally, and they basically like imploded. That's the only reason why they got taken down. They took themselves down, frankly. So if they were talking about this back in 2020, then, or 2022, excuse me, 2020 was the pandemic, right? 2022 was the war in Ukraine. So again, this is super hard. Also, if you're writing microcode and doing it at the CPU level, your EDR isn't going to catch it. All right, let's go. Whew. All right, guys. By the way, if you're interested in learning assembly, you do not need to learn assembly to be great at cybersecurity. However, if you do learn assembly, you would be very good at software exploitation, reverse engineering, writing shellcode. Like it would be very, very valuable. So let me show you. Let me show you the #1 place to find free, amazing education on learning assembly. This guy right here is Dr. Josh Stroshine. He's a friend of mine. Look at him. He's the Cyber Yeti. This guy, I love this guy. He's such a great person, such a good educator. I've told this story many times on the channel. He and I went through PhD together, and he was teaching as a graduate. He was teaching grad level courses. I literally TA'd for him for a course that I had already taken just because I enjoy his teaching style that much. He has a playlist on his channel. It's a little old, but honestly, not much has changed in the world of assembly. Right here, learning assembly. If you would like to learn assembly in more of a college setting from an absolute qualified expert who can speak well, this right here is where you need to go. All right. Plus, his channel is baller, anyways. But all right. Now that we've done our learn assembly moment, don't go anywhere, anyone. We're gonna be flipping you over to Jawjacking, a 30-minute AMA where me, Ms. Julian, DJ BSEC, Team SC, guys, we're all going to be over there, and I'm going to be doing everything within my power to give you all the answers I can to any questions you have. It's a good time. We do it for 30 minutes every single weekday. This has been episode 875 of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I'm Jerry. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the party, pal. I may look like Dr. Gerald Auger, but with the glasses, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jerry Guy. This is Jawjacking. It's a 30-minute podcast, cybersecurity focus, looking to give you every possible answer that I can to help you with your career, whether it's career path, whether it's roles, whether it's certs, whether it's industry, whether it's conferences, whatever it is, ask the questions, put a Q in the front, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Now, many of you I see in the audience look familiar. Many of you look like you were coming from the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, hosted by that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. Oh my God, what a nerd. Dude, calm down about your supply chain hot sauce in the eye. Buddy, your metaphors, they're weak. I'm getting roasted on general chat on Discord. Oh boy, let's take a look. Let's go. I'm looking at, oh God. Roswell UK. So for those who do not know, I don't know how to say it and not sound weird, but like I'm on an MTV show. I got cast in an MTV show, whatever you want to call it. Roswell UK is got the screenshot from the trailer, which is so douchey. All right, here we go. This is, wait, hold on. This is it right here. Thank you, Roswell UK, for clipping this. There we are. That's me, as seen on MTV. That's brutal, bro. All right, let's keep going. All right. Good morning. Oh my God. Okay, so you guys are just like dunking on me. All right, hey, let me answer your questions because that's really what I want to do here. I do love the community. It's so fun. You guys are the best. First question I see, Chris Young, when are we getting a Jerry Guy t-shirt? That's a good call, Chris Young. I'll have to let me put it I can't design anything, but I love the idea. I'll have to put it on the list here, Chris Young. Thank you. Let's see. Next question. John P says, my company uses AD domains. How do I show evidence that it's using Kerberos? How do I show evidence that it's using? Well, it's definitely using Kerberos. I mean, that's how the ticket granting service works in AD. How would you, this is a good question, everybody. I don't actually know the best way to answer this. I mean, you could show Kerberoasting. I think, honestly, John P, you may be able to, it depends on how you want to do this, but my initial thought, and then I'm going to look at chat for answers, you could technically use Wireshark to capture network traffic from an endpoint and authenticate into the domain. Like, so basically turn on Wireshark or start spanning a port and capturing network traffic, and then log into a Windows box on the domain and, access something, a folder or whatever. And you'll see the traffic going back and forth and following the Kerberos protocol. I think that would work. Let me know, though, in chat. If someone puts an answer, I'd love to see it. Good question, John P. I'm attending my first B-Sides tomorrow. Is there anything I should take with me besides my laptop and book bag? There's a B-Sides on a Tuesday? S. Cole 07. What B-Sides are you going to? What B-Sides are you going to? B-Sides New Orleans. Look at you. All right, I see you. Gary Sturgiotis, are you going to this thing? Look at this. You guys are killing it. All right, so the question was, what do I need to bring? It depends what you want to do there, S. Cole 07, but your laptop and book bag would be a great idea. If you have it, I wouldn't say bring business cards, but what I would say, S. Cole 07, is look at this. Carrie Tyler is going to be at registration. S. Cole 07, be sure to say hi to Carrie Tyler. This is the benefit of community, guys. Gary Sturgiotis might be there. Tech Ricky might be there. So Carrie Tyler will absolutely be at registration, so you should say hi to her. What I would say is, if you don't have it already, you can use LinkedIn to connect with people. Personally, I like this, okay? This is just like my move. And you can do what you can do your own thing, but this is for everybody. So if you go to, I'm not saying don't go there. I'm just telling you. If you go to simplycyber.io/socials, it goes here, right? And here is my my YouTube channel, my Discord channel, or the Discord server, the LinkedIn. Here's an email. Now here's the mixtape that I made. So if you meet me in person, I'll give you one of these, which I did at San Francisco. And this is my sticker for 2025. And this QR code will take you to the mixtape I made. And the mixtape is right here. You can see. Right? Anyways. And then here's my contact information and stuff. So scole07, the whole thing I'm trying to tell you is, if you can have like one URL that is like your ground zero, that way when you meet someone and you're like, oh, hey, that's cool. Like, what are you into? Oh, cool. Hey, we should connect. Okay, how do I connect with you? Instead of like, whatever, you could just go, hey, whip up, pull out your phone. Go to, scole07.com. Like, everything you need is there, right? Also, if you have the ability to like, basically transfer contactor information, like those type of things. I personally am a big fan of like taking notes on my mobile device. If you, and this is the final thing I'll say, scole07, if you do anything that is like, you're going to follow up with someone, follow up with them. You already did all the hard work of like making the connections, follow up with them and take action on whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Because you're going to get some swag or whatever. You could throw that in the book bag. You may want to actually, so just for like day of stuff, it's a 1-day con. So personally, I would bring like a granola bar, a water bottle, like, keep yourself fresh so you don't have to go anywhere. I guess I'm going to throw it really quickly to chat. What's your one thing that you recommend people bring? So chat, answer the question. What's one thing that you would advise scole07 to bring? Also, hey, quick shout out. Josh Mason has provided this. This is great, by the way. Which, by the way, this gives me like just. Again, I know it's not about me, but I just want to share because I'm a real person also. Like, the question that John P. asked earlier about proving Kerberos, I was a little unsure and answered, like, off the top of my head. And my answer, I'm happy to say, was a good answer. And, in fact, here is an actual walkthrough on how to use Wireshark to trace Kerberos authentication, which is what I suggested, John P. So, Josh Mason, thank you very much for dropping that link. And John P, I'm linking to it right now in chat. Ooh, this is a good move. So Josh Mason does this. So Josh Mason makes his wallpaper on his phone a QR code, even a better move. So then you can just say, hey, scan my QR code. And that does a direct, I mean, it doesn't get much more direct than that. That's a boss move right there. Nice one, Josh Mason. I like that. I might steal that one. Okay. Next question. Valentino says, is this Jerry guy that dweeb that Gerald Auger PhD warned us about? No, Jerry guy's the cool one. Gerald Auger is the dork. All right. Scole07's funny. I will not be moving to LA. You know what's interesting? You may not know this, but a lot of Hollywood's moved out of LA. Atlanta, Hotlanta is Hollywood East. If you didn't know that. David P wants to know if there will be another Hot Ones challenge. Potentially, we could do that. We could do that. I do need my my esophagus and stomach lining to fully heal before we consider that. Hi, bro. I had no idea a community like this existed. I love this. Well, thank you, Chidalam Okolo. My question is, what do I need more in order to get my foot in the door in cyber through a doc analyst route. So I think that was a typo and you meant SOC analyst route. Right? Hold on one second. Josh, you'll have to put, Josh, can you put like exactly steps, and I'll do it on my phone live on stream, but I don't know how you went from, I don't know how you got to the QR code. So check it out. Chidilium Okolo. First of all, happy you found the community. Definitely happy you found the community. This is all about good times. Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina used to be big too. So there's a bunch of things you got to do. First of all, you got to understand that the market is tough right now, just to be real. Number two, there's a lot of people working to get in the industry. Number three, it's definitely possible. SOC analyst is a good route. What I would suggest you need to do is you need to get some fundamental IT experience, right? Understand how networks work, understand how operating systems work. Number two, get your hands really dirty, okay? What is the, is it CDSA? Is it CDSA? Someone was telling me about this the other day. I think it was Josh. I haven't taken this one myself, okay? I haven't taken this one myself, but I've heard that this CDSA from Hack the Box is an incredible training for SOC analyst stuff, okay? So that's one thing. Try Hack Me has a similar one. Those are the paid routes, but basically you've got to get your hands dirty. You've got to get into a SIM. You've got to understand very high level, like get familiar with MITRE ATT&CK framework. In fact, if I may, Chidilium Okolo, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I don't know what your, I mean, this is like incredibly timely. I don't know what your availability is, dude. But literally today, come on. Where is it? What's today? Literally today, this course, this is a 4-day course. In fact, this is probably the best answer to your question. This is a 4-day course taught by this guy right here, John Strand, who is a legend in our industry and really, really cares about helping people. The name of this course is Getting Started. You're talking about getting your foot in the door. This tracks. Second of all, it's MITRE ATT&CK. Dude, if you want to be a SOC analyst, understanding MITRE ATT&CK framework is very, very helpful. Understanding the cyber kill chain is very, very helpful. Understanding what APTs are and why they're different, and David Bianco's Pyramid of Pain. These are all valuable. You could take this training, Okolo, for free, for $0 right now. It starts in an hour or 2 hours. I hope your schedule can accommodate this. This is an incredibly timely thing for you. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is where I would start. Here we go. Let me tag him. I can't. The URL is too long to tag your name, but all right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So really quickly. Finally, again, the example I just told you is not SOC specific. It's just InfoSec specific. This right here, the CDSA, Joseph, Casually Joseph, who is our, token Gen Z, has taken this course and gotten this cert, and he swears by it. He's also a professional SOC analyst with Unit 42. So, like, that's a legit flex. So definitely go check that out. Okay, let's keep going. If you have questions and I haven't got to them, please drop them in chat. Again, I'm kind of behind. I'm gonna speed run these things. Okay. A relative is a sysadmin, but in healthcare this quarter they are losing more than half their team to AI. I'm trying to transition. Will cyber be more resilient? I hope so, dude. The problem is, I think cyber would be more resilient than IT, only because you gotta understand like what weird looks like. Like living off the land, if AI was just like, oh, anything that's like legit gets to run, that'll be problematic. So I do think cyber will be more resilient. I have a bigger concern, honestly, more macro level, that if AI replaces all the junior level people, in 10 years, there won't be any junior to promote to medium or middle tier. All the middle tiers promote up to seniors. And then in 25 years, when the seniors retire, there's nobody, the pipeline goes dry, and then we screw ourselves. Scout, with security updates for Android 12 over, what would you recommend for a new device? So I don't know what your financial situation is. I like Apple iPhones, honestly. I mean, you keep them up to date. It's a little frustrating that they phase out every couple years because the batteries suck. But with, I need a cell phone anyways. And a lot of these programs, you basically lease it for like, I don't know, $25 a month or something like that. That's what I would roll on. If you're going to go Android, I would get a Google Pixel. I know Samsung's pretty well supported, but I would go right to Google since they're the ones who manage the operating system source code. All right. Okay, so check this out. Hey, really quickly for SCole07 and everybody else in chat who wanted to know how to do the QR code thing. So, okay, here is the LinkedIn app. So just open the LinkedIn app, right? Then click the search bar at the top. I've clicked on the search bar at the top, okay? Then you'll see at the top in the corner, there's like a little thingy here. And there you go. Simple as that. Open the LinkedIn app, hit search, click on the little QR thingy in the corner, and there you go. Take a screenshot, make that your wallpaper. Boom. All right. Hey, Simply Defensive is at 9:30. We're going to be talking about small business cybersecurity. Heck yeah. With Josh Mason, the same guy who's going to be flying, the same guy who just showed us how to do the QR code. All this and more in 9 minutes. So let's get speed running on these questions. I feel like I've been doing you guys a disservice by taking too long to answer these questions. Here we go. Here we go. I'm looking for the queue. Here we go. All right, I'm looking at chat right now. Lots of great suggestions here for SCole07. I don't know if he needs to bring a Simply Cyber sippy cup. You guys are great. This is what community is all about, dude. I almost like to think that jaw-jacking is more to facilitate knowledge share than it is about me spitting answers out. Let's keep going here. I'm looking. So an update, Octolo, Code Brew, who's also been a community member of the month, community member of the week, is saying even if you can't register for this course, even if you can't take this course right now, register for it because the materials will be available for 6 months. You could take it on your own time. I will tell you, and this is true for anybody, if you register for something and you'll do it later, and I'm dead serious on this one, if you're going to do it later, I challenge you to put it on your calendar right now, even if it's 4 months from now. Oh, I'm so busy. The summer's going to be busy. Fine. It's busy. I get it. If the summer's too busy, put it on your calendar right now. August 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever it is. I don't care. Put it on your calendar. If you do not put it on your calendar, I promise you, you will not do it. You will forget about it. You will always be doing it later. You'll always be talking about, oh, I need to get to that. You will have, you'll say a lot of things, but none of them will be, I finished it. Put it on your calendar. Okay? I don't typically go hard on recommendations, but that is a hard one. Working on Blue Team Labs 1, going for CDSA afterwards. Are there any other hands-on certs besides these two? Hey, Lazaro. Try HackMe just released the SLA1 cert, which is their, I think, answer to the CDSA. They do have a real SOC simulator with real, not real, but very accurately simulated logs in there. So that's a pretty good one that I would recommend. Josh got approached for a mid-level, senior level GRC role. Breaking into cyber at mid-senior level. You got 10 years of IT ops and customer success. Yeah, I mean, you can. I guess you can. I mean, a senior level role. I mean, that would be. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they understand your background and they're still willing to offer you the position, then go for it. All I would say is at the senior level, Josh, you really got to be able to understand risk and help shape what risk looks like and be able to remediate, mitigate, transfer, or accept the risk and understand all of that. Okay. It's at that level, it's all about risk, but customer success is going to make you stand out because, engaging with the business is definitely one of the key roles as well. Any software or process you recommend for third-party risk assessments? No. Excel. Make your own little questionnaire. I mean, this is what Vanta does. I would not recommend Vanta personally. I've used it. Not for me. Michael says, does Antisyphon allow continued access after taking the course? I believe so. At Kathy Chambers in chat. So if you at Kathy Chambers, she can answer those questions to a much greater degree. Oh, cool. Marcus Kyler's doing a story about SE security. So Marcus Kyler's definitely going to be excited to join us in 4 minutes for this Simply Defensive episode where we're talking small business cybersecurity. Josh Mason, Wade Wells. Oh, hey, Okolo, where do you find John Strand? Okolo, can you at me in chat? Like, here's the link. It's such a long freaking URL. I can't tag you in it. But can you let us know? Like, this is going to be my goal for today, Okolo. It's you getting in this class. Can you can Team SC or can we try to help this person, please? All right, I'm looking at chat. Elliot Matisse is jumping off. Nice, Elliot. Be well. Cool. Here's the YouTube link. See, you can watch the YouTube link. It's just you won't be like technically registered for the course. So you won't get the communications and get, like, I think it would be better to register for the course. All right. Yes, thank you. Fungus. Josh Mason says if you register, you get access to the recordings. That's why you should register. And again, you can do it for $0, everybody. This isn't like some type of bait and switch where they're like, I got all your money now. Okay, let's go. Guys, I got to tell you, it's nice not being out of... I teach at the Citadel for you first-timers if you didn't know. And it's been really nice to be out of session. I don't get much of a break between fall and spring semesters, so when the summer comes, I'm like, looks like we're caught up on chat, and we got 2 minutes till Simply Defensive. I'm here to answer your questions. Space Tacos, be good. I am definitely super happy that I caught up. Went to a kid's birthday party this weekend. Definitely did the hot sauce challenges. Everybody, since we're out of questions right now, I want to share, if you watch the hot ones, my 9-year-old Callan, he just turned 10. My 10-year-old Callan came home, 10 years old, and he's like, Dad, did you do the hot ones challenge? And I said, yeah. He goes, I'm going to do it right now. Can you cook me up some dino nuggies? And I'm like, all right. I'm not lying, y'all. I filmed it. My 10-year-old son, within probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, went around the horn and did all 10, including the hottest one. He did them all. I was like, dude, you are crazy. Now, he did not submerge the nugget the way that I did. he just dipped it. But still, 10 years old, knocking out the Hot Ones challenge. Way to go, Callan. Crushing it. Ooh, Poner Joe's letting us know that the Meta CTF competition is this Thursday, May 22nd at 5 p.m. to 7. So listen, if you want, we host in the Simply Cyber community a CTF every month. There's cash prizes, $100 Amazon gift card for first, plus the black badge, which you can only get by winning that competition. $50 second, $25 Amazon gift card for third. And it's free to join. It's free to compete. It's free. There's no, I don't follow up with you. I'm not like, ooh, this is like a lead magnet where I'm going to try to sell you. Like, it's just, we do it. It's a community thing. I do sell stuff, obviously, but I'm super wanting this community to be engaged and happy and feel good. Speaking of that, let's go do Simply Defensive, guys. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Or, excuse me, secret's out. I'm Jerry Guy from Simply Cyber. This has been jaw-jacking. Ross has a question. Upcoming class, can you include tips on specific branding strategies for folks in the C role but without much of a presence? I can certainly try, Ross. The PBCC course is coming out. You can learn about that personal branding course live webinar that I teach. All right, guys. Ross, follow up with me in Discord. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber, guys. Let's go raid Simply Defensive. Yeah.